straight-ahead jazz music of the 1950s and 60s.
I would say American history.
80s music.
The only question that I've gotten right was about Shark Week. So what category would that fall under?
The Brookline Education Foundation is an organization that helps teachers provide authentic and memorable and rewarding experiences in the classroom.
Our trip to Cuba was really a breathtaking experience.
Within Cuba, you have the representation not just of Cuban culture, but of African culture, of Spanish culture, a kind of pan-Latin American culture. When we bring that back to our classes, this is something that the kids who are of African descent or of Latin American descent, they're feeling like, okay, something from where my family comes from or where I come from is being represented in my classes. At the same time, kids who are not from these parts of the world, it's wow, this exposure to like these beautiful art forms. We think so much about how we can bring different opportunities to our students. And we can bring those to our students by having them ourselves as well.
The Mathematical Mindset Initiative enabled Hillary and I to travel out to Stanford University to participate in a leadership summit with one of our absolute favorite mathematicians, Dr. Joe Bowler.
Everyone can learn math. We might have to approach it from different avenues, different vehicles, think about it in a different way, but that everyone can be successful in mathematics.
And we are also looking at ways that we can help to build parents' understanding of the math content that's being taught. Those kinds of opportunities wouldn't be available to us without that grant.
So a colleague of mine, Emily Redburn, and I were very interested in attending a conference in Finland. We wanted to learn more about their education systems, and we kind of knew some of the big ideas. And you can always read about them in articles and books, but we really wanted to get that experience firsthand.
I think Brianna and I were most surprised by the level of happiness, the level of engagement of students.
Their school day structure is very different. For every 45-minute learning time, there's a 15-minute break. We would love the idea of taking our 30-minute recess time and maybe trying splitting that up into 15 minutes and 15 minutes.
It is the norm there to really focus on the whole child outside of always feeling like there's more and more for us to teach and more for us to fit in during the day.
I feel incredibly grateful to be in a community like Brookline where my colleagues, the families here, the greater Brookline community really value and support their teachers.
Struggle in itself is important to developing character and helping kids learn. So that's when I started looking to the Brookline Education Foundation for help. The BEF paid for a solar-powered go-kart for my class to build. And when that arrived, it was very, very exciting. And the kids were thrilled to open the box and everyone was cheering. And that was a big moment. And then came the not as happy moment of trying to put the thing together because they hadn't had a lot of experience using their hands and using tools. So it took months and months to build this thing. But they got stronger because of the experience of something that was really, really difficult. There are a lot of students who I think would have not ever made any kind of engineering projects had it not been for the Idea Lab grants. They would have done the type of project that I can do in class, building things out of paper and tape and stuff like that, but that's a far cry from riding around on something that you've been working on and realizing that you designed the drivetrain system for this.
We like to say at the Brookline Education Foundation that we help teachers be their best. We've heard from many teachers that getting grants from the Brookline Education Foundation help them stay in Brookline. They have support in Brookline from parents, from administrators. When teachers are allowed to pursue what they're interested in and are treated like the professionals that they are, their excitement and their passion comes through in their teaching so that the students are excited and more engaged, and they come home and they tell their parents, oh my gosh, I got to learn about puppets in Spanish today, or I got to dance the way they do in Cuba. That is the most exciting part of teaching, and that's the most exciting part of learning, and that's the most exciting part of the Brookline Education Foundation.